In this video number 11, we will learn aggregate demand and related concepts through the AD schedule. In the previous video, we learned aggregate demand to be the sum of consumption expenditure and investment expenditure in a two-sector economy. And we learned that the aggregate supply is nothing but national income. At equilibrium, we also learned that aggregate demand should be equal to aggregate supply. Let us now understand the behavior of aggregate demand in terms of consumption and investment components. At zero level of income, there is some amount of autonomous consumption, which is 20 units that is necessary for survival. That's what we learned. Then when the income increases to 20, consumption also increases to 30. Now as income increases to 40, consumption increases to 40. So at this level, all the income is being consumed. When the income increases to 60, consumption increases to 50, and so on and so forth. So as the income increases, we see there is a change in consumption also. It increases. Now what is the change in consumption? At the first point, there is no change because it is autonomous consumption, and that we are consuming from our previous savings. That is what is meant by consumption expenditure, isn't it? And change in income at zero level, there is nothing. So just put a dash. Now when the income increases to 20, change in income is 20 minus 0, 20. And change in consumption is 30 minus 20, 10. So we go on calculating like this. 40 minus 20, change in income, 20. 60 minus 20, 20. 80 minus 60, 20. 100 minus 80, 20. 120 minus 100, 20. Similarly with change in consumption. 40 minus 30, 10. 50 minus 40, 10. 60 minus 50, 10. 70 minus 60, 10. 80 minus 70, 10. Now since we are talking about autonomous investment, the investment curve we learnt in the previous chapter is parallel to the x-axis, and so whatever be the income, investment remains the same. Now what is aggregate demand at each level of income? At the first level, when the income is 0, the consumption is 20, and aggregate demand is the sum of consumption plus investment. So 20 plus 10 gives 30. At the second level, 30 plus 10, 40. 40 plus 10, 50. 50 plus 10, 60. 60 plus 10, 70. 70 plus 10, 80. 80 plus 10, 90. Now what we need to observe over here is, at this point of AD 60, we find income is also 60, or aggregate supply is 60. So at this point, aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand. So we can call this equilibrium level of income, or the economy is working at equilibrium. That is a condition for equilibrium, isn't it? AD is equal to AS. So this is 60 and this is also 60. Now observe these points above the 60. This is 30 and AS is 0. 40, 20, 50, 40. In this case, the aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. When the demand is more than supply, that means, in other words, supply is falling short of demand. So the producers need to increase their production. On the other hand, when you look at these points, 70, 80, 80, 100, 90, 120. In this case, the aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, or supply is greater. When supply is greater, there will be inventory stock piling up. So the producers need to stop producing the goods, and hence they will remove people from employment. So unemployment increases at this point when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. So what happened? Adjustment takes place. It will adjust itself in order to attain equilibrium. So we will understand this through a graph and a little bit of calculation down here. Now aggregate demand is equal to consumption plus investment, and also AD is equal to Y, where Y is AS. So at equilibrium AD will be equal to AS. Now AS is equal to C plus I, that also we can write, because AD is equal to AS. So AD will be C plus I, or AS is equal to C plus I. Both are same. Now aggregate demand, from our previous knowledge we learned it is consumption plus investment, and consumption we learned as autonomous consumption plus marginal propensity to save, that is the slope, into income plus autonomous investment, which is nothing but C plus I is equal to autonomous expenditure plus B into Y. Now what is B? B is the slope or the marginal propensity to consume, which is equal to delta C by delta Y. So putting these values, delta C is 10 here and delta Y is 20. So 10 by 20 gives us MPC equal to 0.5. Now substituting the values, we get aggregate demand is equal to autonomous consumption plus B into Y from plus I bar, or Y is equal to AD we learnt is Y. So here AD Y is equal to autonomous consumption, we learnt it is 20. Autonomous consumption we learnt it is 20 plus 0.5, B value is 0.5 into Y plus autonomous investment is 10 here. So put the value 10. Or Y minus 0.5 is Y is equal to 20 plus 10. So this will give us the value of Y equal to 30 by 0.5 equal to 60. So that is what we saw there. AD was equal to AS at 60. Thus when AS or Y is equal to AD is equal to 60, equilibrium is struck. So that is where the economy works at equilibrium. Let's now try to solve one problem. Find consumption C at equilibrium Y when Y is equal to 6000, and C function, consumption function, is given as 100 plus 0.75 Y. Consumption function, we should not forget that C is equal to C bar plus By. That is what we learned. C is equal to C bar plus By is the formula that we learned. So let's solve it now. Given C is equal to 100 plus 0.75 Y, putting those values, we get 100 plus 0.75 into Y is given as 6000. So we'll substitute the value over here. And so 100 plus 0.75 can be written as 75 by 100. MPC is nothing but percentage. 0.75 means 75% of the income is being consumed into 6000. So that will give us 100 plus, this solves to 4500 plus 100, 4600. So this is how we find the consumption at equilibrium when income is given. Now you may try solving this problem. Find equilibrium income when consumption is equal to 100 plus 0.5 Y and investment is given over here as 1000. So you may pause the video and try to solve. I'll wait for you. I hope you could solve that problem. At equilibrium, we know aggregate demand is equal to C bar plus By plus I. How did we get the C bar plus By? AD is equal to C plus I. So this C is C bar plus By. And we also learned that AD is equal to Y at equilibrium, and hence Y is equal to, instead of AD we'll write Y is equal to C bar plus By plus I, which is equal to, we are given here consumption C 100 plus 0.5 Y. This is what is this? 100 plus 0.5 Y plus I is given as 1000. So now we will rearrange it. Bring this 0.5 on this side. Y minus 0.5 Y equal to 100 plus 1000. So that gives us 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5y equal to 1100, or y is equal to, bring it down, 1100 divided by 5 equals to 220. Well done if you could solve this problem. Now I would also like to explain it in the form of a graph for better understanding of the schedule. When we plot this income and output on the x-axis and ADAS on the y-axis, this is the autonomous investment that we saw, which is parallel to x-axis, since autonomous investment is 10. Then we have autonomous consumption, which is 20, we learned. So it starts above the autonomous investment. This is 10 and this is 20. And we saw that at 60 AD was equal to AS. So at 60 on the income and on the ADAS, we found that 60 and 60 coincide, and that is the equilibrium point. Now if you look at the point below this, you will find AD is greater than AS. So here you will have the supply which is less than the demand, and hence the production has to be increased. Whereas at this point you will find supply is greater than demand. So inventory stock will increase and the production has to be reduced. So I hope you understood how the aggregate demand and aggregate supply behave in a two-sector economy to attain equilibrium. Now when the supply is greater, it has to be brought down to this. So it adjusts itself. How much supply can be brought down will be ensured by what is the demand in the market. So it will reduce as long as it is equal to the aggregate demand. Similarly, when the supply is here, the supply has to be increased in order to meet the demand. And so how much will it increase? It will adjust itself. It will go on increasing the production to reach this demand, to reach this equilibrium. So that's how the economy works.